Interesting week this week. I have observed many people having virtual meltdowns after it became apparent that Mobile Fidelity was using digital sources to press their records. I want to talk about that and some other stuff. Hi, my name is Frank. It's Friday. Time to kick back, relax, and talk music. Couple things. Picked this up this week. This is Anthrax, the new one from Anthrax, simply called Anthrax XL. I didn't even know Anthrax had a new product out. This is a three disc set, 2 compact discs and 1 Blu-ray, commemorating 40 years as a band. This is all taken from a virtual concert Anthrax did in 2021. It's all live stuff. It was part of a live stream they did last year. It was done on a soundstage, but with no real audience. Basically a career retrospective. All of the Joey Belladonna stuff. Really good compact disc, and I love the Blu-ray. I'm a big fan of Anthrax. I got all their stuff. I got all their Blu-rays. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go as far as to say Anthrax is probably my favorite thrash band, my favorite of the big four, and I just think they're so unique. I mean, the rhythm section is just so tight. Unlike many other thrash bands of the era, they had a real singer. I don't know, I'm really digging it. So I was surprised to see this. If you're an Anthrax fan, it's worth checking out, because I know a lot of people, or a few people have told me they saw this and they thought it was a compilation. It's not a compilation. It's Anthrax live on a soundstage. Again, this is called Anthrax XL.
Love vinyl? Tell the world with a Channel 33 RPM t-shirt. Check out the Channel 33 RPM store today.
All right, let's talk about this whole Mobile Fidelity situation that emerged this week. I wasn't going to weigh into this 33 years. I wasn't going to go there, but, you know, I'm going to throw my 2 cents in at this point. Everyone's talking about it, so I figured I would weigh in on it as well. If you're not familiar with the story, basically, Mobile Fidelity this week confirmed that they are using digital sources to cut their records, and they've been doing so for years. And that includes those ultra expensive one-step releases, which sell for like $100 or more. And many people believe those were all analog. Now, it turns out it's not the case. The issue was brought to light by Mike over at the In Groove YouTube channel recently, and it kind of escalated from there to the point where Mobile Fidelity got involved and said, yes, there is digital in the chain. And that's when analog fans, their mind exploded, right? Because they've been talking about the beautiful warm sound of these records, and they just found out that they were sourced from digital. And a lot of people, they feel that Mobile Fidelity, either directly or indirectly, was suggesting these are all from analog. Let's just look at one of their new releases. This is the new one coming up for Michael Jackson. This is one of those one-step ones. Ultra premium analog pressing, selling for $100. You can see here it says original master recording. The headline underneath it said mastered from the original analog master tapes for superior sound and limited to 40,000 numbered copies. Nowhere does it say that there's digital in here, but that's the case. Basically what they do is they take the original analog masters, they throw it to digital, and they use that digital to create the vinyl that they're selling. Is this good? Is this bad? I don't know. I have never really bought into the whole Mobile Fidelity thing. I have a couple of the releases. I do think they sound good. I think they put out generally a good product. I stopped buying from them, though, probably 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. And that's because I bought those Judas Priest. They reissued Stained Glass, Killing Machine, and Screaming for Vengeance. I bought a couple of them. They were scuffed up, and I emailed and contacted Mobile Fidelity saying, hey guys, I mean, I paid a premium price for this. They're scuffed up. Can we do something here? I never heard from them, so I kind of like washed my hands on Mobile Fidelity. I thought their customer service was bad. So I don't have a lot of skin in this game. I haven't invested thousands of dollars in these releases. So if I had, maybe I would be more upset. I mean, personally, I just assume every record, every modern pressing I buy has some digital somewhere in the chain. That's just a reality nowadays. I mean, either it was recorded digitally, and really any record that's come out since the 1980s has been recorded digitally, or many of the vast majority have anyway. So most of these come originally from a digital source. And in terms of all the reissues coming out from older albums, I always just assumed that they were coming from digital sources, whether it's MoFi or whether it is any other label. But of course, I get it. Mobile Fidelity was held to a higher standard, and people just figured that this was all analog. And now we find out it is not, which is really interesting. So what does this mean? Does this mean we are now all okay with digital? I've never had a problem with digital, but I know a lot of people had a big problem with digital. And we've heard all these comments for many years about how analog sounds warmer than digital. So I'm not sure how that squares up with the fact that people were praising the warmth of these analog Mobile Fidelity releases only to find out they were digital. I think it's like, I read an analogy where someone compared it to when you go to the grocery store and you buy organic fruit, right? You're paying a little bit extra for that, but you're paying for the knowledge that your vegetables or your fruits, there's something special about them. They are organic, and they may taste the same as the regular ones, but they were sourced from a better source. So it's kind of the same thing with this, right? I'm kind of talking in circles here, but my whole point is I've accepted the fact that the music we're buying, whether on compact disc or on vinyl, has a digital component to it, and it has had a digital component to it for years. Compact discs, of course, are digital, but we can't escape it in the world of vinyl either. I'm okay with that. To me, it comes down to, hey, does it sound good? I've bought a lot of records that sound great. I've had a lot of records that sound horrible. Did they come from analog sources? Did they come from digital sources? I have no idea. I know if I want typically the best sounding record, and it's an older one, I'm going to go for the original pressing back to the 80s or 70s or 60s or whatever, because they always, to my ears, tend to sound better. But do they always? I don't know. I haven't compared them all. But this just comes back to the whole argument, right? Digital versus analog. And it just goes to show, I think digital can sound just fine, though I do feel kind of bad for everyone who's invested all this money into MoFi products thinking they're analog, all analog, because they're not. All right, 33ers, what do you think of this? Digital versus analog. Are you upset by this revelation this week? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you watching. Have a great rest of the weekend. Until next time, keep on spinning.